The finishing line is in sight in the Hertfordshire and Middlesex counties second division, with U.C.S. still very much in with a chance of finishing in the top half of the table. They have to contend with the Saracens amateur side though, who are in the top three and still looking for a chance at promotion. Few names return this week from the loss against Enfield last time out, but it is still a depleted side. Dougal Johnson, Stewart, Alex Michelson and David Cohen start in the front row, with Alex O'Farrell and Oscar Nualetas in the lock positions. Konstantinos Gerontakis is the flanker, as is Jean-Baptiste Testelin. Fraser Warren, normally a hooker, starts at number 8. Konrad Paljowski continues at scrum half, with Ollie Pell returning at number 10. Aaron Hamilton and Ope Okaboijo will be on the wings, with Strauss Mackie starting in the centre alongside Sia Mahalangu. Ollie Boss comes in the number 15 shirt. Just the one sub for U.C.S. and Will Jones this afternoon. That's the experienced Merk Zabke. Tough test this afternoon for U.C.S. as Saracens amateurs get us underway. And the ball with a tricky bounce and into touch. The first throw of the game. This is going to be some test here for U.C.S. as the kick has hit the referee there, and luckily the referee seems to show a level of toughness that gets him through that, as the scrum will be fed by Saracens here. Famous name, of course, within the game and the amateur section of that particular club, looking for a chance at promotion, as a short little ball already gives them a chance early on. It looks as though they might set sail for the corner here. They should be in, and they are. Terrific try from Saracens. You've got to give it the hands there. Jack Carter Goldberg here with a lovely little break off the centre Kieran Millard's pass. And over in the far corner, I believe, goes Eric Nagy for the first try. And already UCS up against it here. Nice play to get them in a position to maybe come away from their line here. UCS as a lovely strong run this to get them out of trouble. Looks like it was Alex O'Farrell that made the run. I think it was Gerontakis with the offload, and they might look to try and go wide here. Hamilton might be away here, kicks ahead. The chase is on, and my word, is this a chase? Can it bounce right? No, it can't. Although the try has been given. Well, it looked for a moment like Okaboijo may just have given it up. It may have been Marlongu, actually. But nonetheless, Hamilton didn't give up, and despite the fact that it could very easily have been given as a knock-on, Hamilton continuing to burst down that flank. Look at the speed here, and it's actually come off the shin of Marlangu, and the try from Hamilton given by the referee, and he was adamant that it was the shin. Well, I thought Sia Marlangu may very well have given himself up with his reaction as the kick goes through the posts, and UCS, having made a poor start, now lead here. Terrific conversion. Disgrace restart. It'll fall for Sarries, who work their way into midfield, and you can tell they're good with ball in hand here, Saracens. They're chasing Wasps and Hampstead at the top of the league to try and muscle their way into promotion to Division 1 next year. They were 4th in the last campaign, and they're looking here to get themselves back in the game. They were leading 5 points to 0. All of a sudden trailing and looking to get their lead back, as the ball now whipped to the left-hand side. UCS defence is good, though. As again, it's whipped into midfield, and they're very comfortable in possession, as you can see here, Saracens. Again, to the right-hand side, and a straighten here, and a lovely little offload. They want to really give this ball some air by the looks of it today. Again, the dummy, and again, the dart. They're right on the line here, Saracens, but they will receive a penalty. Just shows the confidence of Sarries as well, looking to use the scrum to get over the line, and they've got the power here. They'll surely put it down. Who's going to score the try here? There it is. Well, it was just a matter of time once they got the roll on. And they're over the line and scoring. Lovely control. You just wondered whether or not Adam Driver at the back of the scrum was going to put the ball down, but it looks as though the man in the back row has put that ball down over the line. I think it was Abel Lehman. The Saracens are back in front, but can UCS respond here? They were superb having gone behind early, and they might be here again. They are! Well, Fraser Warren, normally a hooker playing in the number 8 role today, peels away beautifully from this ruck area. This little maul that they have going, look at him peel away here. Terrifically done from Warren, and spinning his way around the scrum half Driver to plant the ball down. And from nowhere, UCS are back level, 12-all. This is developing into some type of game, this, and they're back in front, UCS, from the conversion. It's become some game, this, hasn't it, as Sarries once more try and use the scrum to maul over the line. They've chosen to get the ball out this time, though. Will they give the ball some air and move it? Driver. A dummy thrown by Goldberg. There's Driver with a little pop-up pass. As again, Saracens encroaching. Not been behind for long. They're looking to get back in front in double quick time here. Again, the power towards the line. They're right under the black dot. Move to the right-hand side. Have they got the numbers here? Terrific defending. I think that was Konstantinos Gerontakis, if I'm not mistaken, that has come up with that challenge. They're inches away here, Sarries. And darting for the line. They've not quite got there yet, but they are incredibly close. And they've been held up over the line. Well, or have they? No, they haven't. Well, the referee has given the try. There's a debate going on behind the post. John Baptiste Stelling is asking whether or not he actually got the ball down. But again, the drive to the post. And again, the referee not at all sure up until he goes with a gut feeling and gives the try. Raining tries here at University College School playing fields. And a penalty for UCS for failing to move away and recycle at the ruck. As again, another kick for goal is successful. And UCS still keeping themselves firmly in this match. 17 points to 19 they trail. And considering how little ball they've had, and they might make a break here, and very close it was to getting Marlangu away. But a penalty to Sarries this time. Again, perplexed faces from U.C.S. wondering why. It's a superb run. And it's just that last-ditch tackle that's thwarted Nualetas. And as he's dragged back, it's kind of wonder why this penalty's been given by the referee. It looks a harsh one to me. As a penalty, we'll see Sarries slot through the sticks right on the half-time whistle. Scrace puts it over the sticks. And in what is a big game for U.C.S. to try and take full advantage of. They're well in it at half-time at 17 points to 22. With a little bit of work to do. Taken by Sarries. As Testellin puts the ball into the scrum. Quite a shift that, isn't it, going from flanker to scrum half. Hamilton. Dummy from Hamilton, he's away here. Has he got past the last man? I think they've done just about enough to roadblock him off. As again, the ruck a little bit messy. It's gone through the legs and Sarries have hacked on. But great covering by Nualetas to come back and dive on the ball. What a match this is. Real entertaining fare here. And a game still that could very easily go either way. Can U.C.S. stay in the game? They have a penalty here, much to Saracens' chagrin. You get the feeling the first score of the second half is going to be key here. And there's going to be a scrum for the knock-on here. Again, U.C.S. who are missing names such as Ollie Clegg, Daniel Roach, Gabriel Hartwell, Sam Richardson. Certainly players that would have made such a difference coming into today's game. But they are giving Sarries a real good run here. It's Konstantinos Gerontakis looking to recycle, and the referee brings the play to a premature halt for the scrum. You can tell Sarries have got the edge at that scrum. And a great flat ball here, which nearly sees U.C.S. through the hole. There's a bit of a coming together and an interception. And that is going to be a runaway try, sadly for Sarries. Well, I said the first score of the second half would be key. And sadly, Saracens have got it. It was a flat ball which ricocheted off the chest. And Charlie Gray launching himself up the other end of the field. Ollie Pell trying to make it work out wide. Sadly not to be. They won't feel like they're out of this yet, U.C.S, but certainly Saracens with the advantage going into the final quarter of the game, and a decent advantage as well. There's a real bit of rough and tumble there that's seen Sarries get the ball back. Well, you can't see U.C.S. coming back from this if Sarries were to go over from here. Building slowly, building nicely. Again, they'll try and use that power. And I think that is a penalty. And again, they'll use the scrum and use it to their advantage, but it's out quickly. They managed to recycle well. Driver in at the back of the scrum, but they break off to dart up the middle. U.C.S. desperate to hang on here, but they're not going to, are they? No, they're not. Or is it a penalty? I'm just trying to look at the referee to see what he's actually given. It's another penalty. They're not quite over the line yet, but they're so close. Dummy chance, and there it is. Another try for Abel Lehman. The dart, the dummy. Too much size, too much power. Just a lovely little show of the ball, and the rest of the job needed doing with his strength, which he did. And that surely is the game for Sarries now. Been such a game effort from U.C.S. with the amount of absences that they've had, and this will certainly be the biggest test that they would have had in the time that they've been in this division. Of course, Hampstead and Wasps above Saracens in terms of being at the top of the league, but those three really are a class apart. There's still every potential that with a couple of good results in the last couple of games, U.C.S. may very well finish in the top half of the league, which would be a great return. Interesting, last year's champions Verulamians third from bottom and not looking likely that they're going to finish any higher. But a good ball here as Sarries might look to finish the game on a high here. Not the greatest of passes, but they are close to the line once more. Wide ball, they'll surely go in at the corner. Will they? No, what defence. That is super defending. Real last-ditch stuff from Sia Mahalangu. As the line out is taken. It's been a real heavy effort to try and get out of their own area, hasn't it, for U.C.S. during this game? Sarries have clearly had the power advantage, and there's going to be a scrum here for U.C.S. which will hopefully be sorted quicker rather than later as they look to go wide, and a lost ball. Well, they went to the extravagant trying to get something back late on, but Sarries are going to get another one. Well, sadly, this is a scoreline that is starting to not look like the picture that's been painted throughout the 80 minutes here. It's been a much closer battle than a lot would have anticipated. But the latest try coming from Eric Nagy, and that puts a nice little bit of gloss on the Saracens' performance, and that's the full-time whistle. Its defeat for U.C.S. was always going to be a tough game here against Saracens, but barring a late flurry of scores from Sarries, they've conducted themselves brilliantly, and it was a very close game, much closer than the scoreline suggests. And they now have 2 games, U.C.S., remaining in the season in which to secure a top half finish.